Buzz's Retirement Garage. When should you pull the trigger to retire? And if you've retired already, what were the things that you thought about that said, you know what, I'm ready to retire? One of our commenters on one of our recent videos asked that question. I believe it's a he, said, I think I'm overanalyzing retirement. And I think I have enough money. And I think I can retire, but I don't. I'm going to go another year. And when asking why, he just said, I'm overanalyzing it, I think. I think I have enough money to retire. I think I'm ready to retire. Paralysis, I should say, by analysis is a thing. It really is. And a lot of people do it. So you know Buzz likes to tell certain stories, right? If you're not subscribed, you should subscribe to our channel. We have a lot of great people. We have a nice, great community of commenters who really bring a lot to the table. So like and subscribe. But let me tell you a story. So back when I was a wee kid, so I was like 19, 20 years old, and I was working in the factory, and one of the guys who was an elder guy who basically had me under his wing, and we were working in a small parts crib, and we supplied nuts and bolts to the lawnmowers that we were making at Modern Tool and Die, MTD Products. And Mike was his name. He always challenged me, and certain other people would challenge me as well. And one of the challenges that he had was, and he showed me a part, and he said to me, I'll ask you this again at some point, and you'll never recite back to me that part number. And to this day, 40 years later, 1404-92-87, I will always remember that number because I was challenged. But I succeeded in meeting that challenge. Another guy named Kurt, I was driving the forklift, and I didn't drive that often, so I was a bit timid. And I went and tried to load a pallet on top of a pallet. These are big metal bins, 1,000-pound bins. And Kurt said, just stop. So I stopped, I put it in neutral, I put the brake on, and I turned to him, and I said, what? And he goes, and basically he said, don't be afraid. What's the worst that could happen? The worst that could happen, there's nobody around. The worst that's going to happen is you're going to put that up there and you're going to dump it somehow. If that's the worst that's going to happen, go for it. You already know what the worst is going to be. You know what you're trying to do, but you know the outcome, if you dump it, is not the end of the world. So go ahead and do it. And I've always remembered that as well from Kurt. And why do I bring that up? Because when you're going into retirement, use Kurt's advice. What's the worst that's going to happen? Okay, you left your job. Can you get that job back? Probably not. They're probably going to replace you, right? Common sense, right? But you can always find another job if you have to. If you just think, I'm there, I'm ready, I can do it, but you just need a little bit of that motivation, just think of Kurt, what he said. Just do it. And look at what is the worst that's going to happen to you, okay? You don't have that paycheck, but financially, you've got X amount of money. You've run your numbers. They look pretty good. What are you doing? Are you expecting the worst case scenario? Yeah, it could happen. But why? Why think about it? The freedom of retirement is so enticing, and trust me, it's so good. You need to take the chance. Once you have your financials figured out, and you know it seems like the right move, but you still are sitting on the fence, use Kurt's advice. Go for it. What's the worst that's going to happen? Buzz's Retirement Garage.